Now, to this heart-stopping moment out of Tully in far north Queensland, we've been playing it this morning, where a skydiver's parachute gets caught on the wing of a plane. You can see it right there, leaving him dangling at 15,000 feet.
It is heart-in-the-mouth kind of stuff, isn't it? Remarkably, the parachutist was eventually able to land safely with only minor injuries. So how did it all unfold? For more, we're joined by Chief Commissioner from the Australian Transport Safety Bureau, Angus Mitchell, live in Canberra. Angus, thanks so much for your time on this. This is extraordinary footage. So it happened back in September. You've just released the footage now. Have you ever seen anything like this before?
Well, unfortunately, in this job, I see a lot of shocking and images from time to time. Very few that end up in a successful outcome like this one. So, yes, very shocking and dramatic footage. But fortunately, because of the actions of both that parachutist and the pilot involved, we did see a successful outcome, which is, you know, it's a great story at the end of the day.
It is indeed. So just take us through real quick, what is happening? What are we seeing on the street? What went wrong?
Well, so we've got 17 jumpers were in the plane at the time. We've got the cameraman who's just exited holding onto the plane. Now, this particular parachutist has come out. Inadvertently, he's got the handle of his reserve chute caught up in the flap of the wing. That's caused the deployment. You've got to remember that slipstream is around about 150 kilometres an hour. So that's yanked the chute out from his pack and then caused him to be pulled out with it and damaged the aircraft in the process. And then, as you can see from the footage, has been caught up and having to, to get himself out of that situation in a very dramatic circumstance.
It's nightmarish. I mean, it could have gone so horribly wrong. What did he do to get himself out of that situation? Talk us through that.
Well, he's had a hook knife on him, and that's allowed him to cut through 11 lines of his reserve chute. Now, very carefully also not to cut through any of the lines of his main chute that he's going to need. So he's cut himself away, but then he's faced with another, I guess, challenge that the remnants of the reserve chute have got caught up with his main chute as he's come down. So he's then had to disentangle himself from those two chutes to come down safely. So very dramatic. Very calm and collected in terms of how he's dealt with it, which has led to a successful outcome for the parachutist.
And his ability to stay calm in all this and to sort of keep a level head is just unbelievable, Angus. And you were mentioned the pilot before. What did that person have to do to maintain their composure and make sure that everyone was safe?
Well, absolutely. So as soon as this occurred, the pilot has thought that they've gone into a stall situation because, there's been damage to that stabiliser, that horizontal stabiliser, and that's actually kept it into the forward trim's been damaged. Wow. So he's then had to, once we've got the other 13 have exited, 2 other parachutists did stay on board for a little bit longer until the parachutist who was caught up has cut himself free, then they've exited. And the pilot has declared a mayday, has considered bailing out because of the damage to the plane and some of the control issues they had, but has managed to safely put it down. And everyone has walked away from this, but it certainly could have been a very different outcome. And in fact, we've investigated other incidents where, very similar to this, we've had a very different outcome. So very fortunate in this case, but certainly some very dramatic footage.
It's an extraordinary story. Angus Mitchell, we appreciate your time on it this morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good news.
Thank you for having me.